President Trump's first 100 days of his second term was a real roller coaster, a flurry of policy initiatives, some of which had a big impact on markets and not a positive one. We've since recovered from that initial shock, and the market has rebounded with relief. But when it comes to the interplay between domestic U.S. policy and U.S. foreign policy, the next 100 days promise to be pretty fraught as well.
We have less confidence that the outlook is particularly bad for the US, but at the same time, the sell the US dollar theme is very much alive. And I think that it is a true change in the trend. It is a probably structural decline in the value of the dollar.
The curiosity of a former affiliate of Al-Qaeda, now leading Syria, Ahmed al-Sharia, the fact that Donald Trump would go and meet this individual and say, I'm willing to remove sanctions and do business with you. This has been, I think, quite a surprise.
I think that the world is going to wake up sometime in the autumn, realizing that major corporations don't have a good roadmap, and historically they have. This is going to be really challenging in the back end of this year, I think.
I wouldn't overestimate, as I say, how much clarity there is. But there is clearly more going on behind the scenes between the EU and the US.
I would flag the upcoming NATO summit in The Hague in June and the G7 summit in Canada. I think that the dates are 24th for NATO, June 17th for Canada. And what we're going to be looking for is how much participation we get from the United States in signing any kind of a communique that involves commitments. And that, frankly, is something that we've never had to think about before.
The tariffs are, of course, despite the walkbacks, a lot higher than they previously were. And all of the negatives that we associate with them, therefore, should impinge on the growth trajectories.
I've attended many G7 summits and been the Sherpa for a number of them. And those things matter for what's said to each other in bilateral.
We saw Spain and Portugal go out of power. These are going to become more frequent interruptions into our way of life. And you can't lean on a high-standing army to be able to solve these issues. They come from society as well, improving resilience. And that is something that I think every company, every individual leader need to be asking themselves.
I think there is Asian money that is interested in investments in strategic, forming strategic partnerships, and definitely in that money out of the Middle East. So I think there are some really good positives coming out of that in terms of, I suppose, a more diverse and therefore flexible funding base for the challenges of the years ahead.